Once upon a time, in a small, weathered cottage, lived a young boy named Jack with his widowed mother. Times were tough, and their only possession of any value was a single dairy cow named Milky White. One morning, Jack's mother, with a heavy heart, told him, "Jack, we have no money left for food. You must take Milky White to the market and sell her for the best price you can get." So Jack set off down the road, leading their beloved cow. He hadn't gone far when he met a peculiar old man with a long, white beard and a twinkle in his eye. The man stopped him and said, "Good morning, young man. That's a fine cow you have there. Where are you off to?" "I'm going to the market to sell her," Jack replied sadly. The old man grinned. "There's no need for that," he said, opening his hand. In his palm lay 5 colorful, shimmering beans. "These aren't just any beans, my boy. They're magic beans. I'll trade them for your cow." Jack was mesmerized. Magic beans. He imagined the wonderful things they could do, forgetting his mother's instructions. He eagerly made the trade. He handed over Milky White's rope and ran home, clutching the beans tightly. When he burst through the door and showed his mother the beans, her face fell. "You foolish boy," she cried. "You traded our only cow for a handful of worthless beans." "We're ruined," in her anger. She snatched the beans from his hand and threw them out the window into the garden. Jack went to bed that night feeling ashamed, with an empty stomach and a heavy heart. But the next morning, when Jack woke up, he saw something incredible. Outside his window, where his mother had thrown the beans, a gigantic beanstalk had grown. It was thick and sturdy, twisting its way up, right through the clouds and out of sight. Jack's curiosity got the better of him. Without a second thought, he ran outside and began to climb. He climbed for hours, past birds and through clouds, until he finally reached the very top. There, stretched out before him, was a land in the sky. He saw a long, straight road leading to a massive castle, bigger than any he had ever imagined. Tired and hungry, Jack walked to the castle and knocked on the huge door. It creaked open, and a giantess, a woman of enormous size, peered down at him. "What do you want, little boy?" she asked, not unkindly. "Please, ma'am, I'm starving. Could you spare a bite to eat?" Jack pleaded. The giantess hesitated. "My husband is a giant, and he loves to eat little boys. But you look like a good lad. Come in. But you must be quick." She gave him some bread and cheese. But just as he started eating, the floor began to tremble. Thump, thump, thump. The giant was home. The giantess quickly hid Jack in the oven. The giant stomped in, sniffing the air. Fee-fee-fo-fum. "I smell the blood of an Englishman," he roared. "Nonsense, dear," his wife said calmly. "You're just smelling the stew I made for your dinner." The giant grumbled, ate his meal, then called for his treasures. He counted his bags of gold coins until he fell asleep, snoring like thunder, seeing his chance. Jack crept out of the oven, snatched one of the bags of gold, and scurried back to the beanstalk. He threw the bag down into his garden and climbed down as fast as he could. His mother was overjoyed to see him and the gold. For a while, they lived comfortably. But soon, the money ran out. Jack, remembering the castle in the sky, decided to go back. He climbed the beanstalk again and hid in the giant's castle. This time, after dinner, the giant brought out a special hen. "Lay," he commanded, and the hen laid a perfect, solid gold egg. As soon as the giant was asleep, Jack grabbed the hen and made his escape. The hen clucked all the way down. But Jack made it home safely. Now, they had a constant supply of gold. Jack, however, was a very adventurous boy. He couldn't resist one more trip up the beanstalk. This time, he hid in a copper pot. After dinner, the giant brought out a beautiful, small golden harp. Sing. The giant commanded, and the harp began to play the most enchanting music all by itself. The music lulled the giant to sleep. Jack tiptoed out, grabbed the magical harp, and ran for the door. But as he ran, the harp cried out, "Master, master, a boy is stealing me." The giant woke up with a furious roar and chased after Jack. Jack was fast, but the giant's strides were huge. He reached the beanstalk just ahead of the giant and scrambled down. "Mother, quick, bring me the axe," he shouted as he neared the bottom. The giant was already starting to climb. Down after him, Jack's mother ran out with the axe. Jack grabbed it and, with all his might, began to chop the thick trunk of the beanstalk. Chop. Chop, chop. The beanstalk swayed and creaked. With one final, mighty swing, the beanstalk snapped. Down it came, crashing to the ground, and the giant fell with it, meeting his end. That was the last they ever saw of the giant or the beanstalk. With the hen that laid golden eggs and the magical singing harp, Jack and his mother lived happily and prosperously for the rest of their days, never wanting for anything again. Thanks for watching our story today. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more magical adventures. See you next time.